Well, with today's tactic, are we talking Greek mythology? Or are we talking DC Comics? Maybe something else? This one could really be about anything. This one is called the Argus 3-4-3 with inside forwards, as you can see here. The only description is a 3-4-3 inside forward, high tempo, short passing. They used West Ham in the test, getting 93 points. It looks like 108 goals. Very well done. There is a comment saying, is it possible to put run wide with the ball on the wing backs, or would it ruin the tactic? He tested it out again with Man City. 103 points, 137 goals. Yeah, it worked very well. So we're going to test it out with our three teams as usual of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. So with all that said, let's just dive into the Premier League and see how they did. Well, taking a look at the Premier League, Liverpool doing really well, 101 points, 116 goals. Aston Villa in 7th, definitely down on average on points, 79 goals. Yeah, they still got Europa League, I guess. Schedule-wise for Liverpool, out in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals against Derby 2-3 for some reason, but they get to the FA Cup final, beating Chelsea in extra time 1-0. And only a couple of blemishes here against Porto and PSG. They get to the Europa League final, absolutely kicking the crap out of Salzburg 5-1. So overall, a 3-trophy season is definitely good enough for me. Squad-wise, yep, green. We've seen more, we've seen less. But goals, 38 for Darwin Nunez, 29 for Salah. Assists, 22 for Robertson, Salah with 20. And then average rating, Salah with a 7.43. Switching things up to Aston Villa, out in the Carabao Cup third round immediately to Brighton 2-3. And then out in the FA Cup quarterfinals 1-3 against Tottenham. And they're out in the Europa Conference League semifinals against Eintracht Frankfurt. So overall, this is definitely a season that you wish you had done a little bit better. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup, not bad. Semifinals of the Conference League, not bad. But 7th place in the league. They do have some green, however, which is nice to see. But 21 goals for Zaniolo, 17 for Diaby, assists 18 for Matty Cash, and then average rating, Robin Olsen up there. But Boubacar Kamara gets a 7.17. Wow. Data hub for our two teams, starting with Liverpool. Attacking is very nicely done. So is defense, actually. Looks really nice. 305 goals per game, 0.74 conceded, 0.81 XG against. Aston Villa is a bit of a different story. They just can't get the goals. The shots aren't all the way up there, and the defensive pieces look like they're leaking quite a bit. 2.08 goals per game, 1.37 conceded, 1.25 XG against. Premier League stats, 2.66 points per game for Liverpool, Villa with 1.74. Most goals, of course, Liverpool in first, 116. Villa making the list in 5th with 79. Few shots against Liverpool in 2nd with 259, Aston Villa with 364. Most possession, Liverpool making the list with 53%. Most dribbles made, Liverpool with 754. Aston Villa not too far off with 751. And then most shots for it, Liverpool with 728, Aston Villa with 568. That is quite the drop from 1st to 2nd. But now our Premier League teams had such a mixed bag from 1st to 7th. How did Ipswich Town do in the championship? Well, they came in first. 113. I'm actually not surprised. 118 goals. They did very well. Only one loss of the season by 1 goal. That's pretty impressive. Domestically, though, out in the Carabao Cup third round, 1-2 against Norwich, and they got crushed by Chelsea in the FA Cup 5th round, 1-4. But they did get past Manchester United 2-0. Nice job there. So overall, nothing special in the domestic cups, but first place by quite a big margin in the championship. Very well done. Squad-wise, unfortunately, the Greens just never show for it. But 16 goals for Chaplin, 10 for Hurst, assists 22 for Wes Burns. Wow, 20 for Leif Davis, and average rating 7.35 for Leif Davis. Championship stats, 2.46 points per game in first place. Most goals, of course, in first with 118. Fewest shots against, 321 in second. Most dribbles made in third with 841. And most shots for in first with 811. But now let's dive a little bit deeper into the tactic itself. We start out with a sweeper keeper in defend, ball-playing defenders all across that back three in defend, wingbacks in support on the left and the right, and again, you can add the run with ball if you want, and apparently it may do very well. We got Segundo Volantes in attack in the middle, and inside forwards on the side. Mark-specific positions are that DR, DL, and then advance forward in attack up front. Attacking mentality, in possession attacking with his narrow approach plays, pass into space. Focus played on the left and the right, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. And out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, and invite crosses. So overall, how did it do for our three teams? I mean, pretty well, at least for Ipswich Town and Liverpool, getting first place. I mean, one loss. And again, as I usually say, if you take control of it yourself, play every match, get your own transfers and training, I think you could do even better than this. Liverpool, again, doing a fantastic job in first place, 101 points. Again, one loss. Aston Villa is the one that really needs your hands on with this. 79 goals is better than the 66 points that they got. That 66 is pretty low. So definitely get your hands in it. See what you can do. Again, this is just a holiday sim. I am not doing anything, not taking control of anything. My coaches are doing it all for me. So test it out and let us know how it worked for you in the comments below. But that's it for me, Sefi and FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.